Hello everyone and welcome to our backyard. It is a windy day today, but as you can see, we are starting on the new garden bed. Sorry for all the background noise too. I don't have a lot of areas that are in full sun, and this one happens to be an area in full sun. And I wanted my beds, my current beds that I have, to flow well and to flow nicely. And I just love this brick. And so what we'd come out and do, I'm sure the audio is going to be pretty bad on this, and I really apologize because it is windy, is we will take, you can use hose. This happens to be an outdoor extension cord. You could use rope. Some people use spray paint, but you use it to create the shape. And I wanted this to be a very different shape. It's not really oblong, it's not circular. And I just went down and laid it where I wanted the outline to be. And my husband has been so wonderful, especially with my hand and my fingers broken, is he's been doing this for me. And it's so exciting because we will lay down the brick. I will have 2 layers of brick, and we've just gotten the brick at Home Depot. And then he comes in and he weed whacks all the grass. Now, one of the things that we've typically done in the past is we then work the ground. And depending on how well and successful us weed whacking the grass is, I don't know if I'm gonna work the ground. I might just leave it intact on the no-till method, if you will. And we've got compost and soil. I've got lots of compost, soil. I'm going to use some of my leftover potting soil that I've used in my pots that I've not reused yet. And so we've got a lot that's going to be going on in here as far as compost and soil. So I'm really tickled to be able to reuse that. And then what we have is we have the base back here is my 5-part trellis that our cardinal climber grows on. And our cardinal climber is in August typically is when it gets very large and massive over the top, and it really starts blooming mid to late August, and then it blooms on in through October for the hummingbird migration. So I'm really excited. I want to show you my tree bed, which is right next to it. And I thought I was only going to have 1 layer of brick, and then after seeing it with the raised bed and sloping, I decided I wanted 2 layers. And I really like this layer and this look. But learning from it, I did not have any type of a barrier on the inside. And so we are going to try something new and put a barrier up on the new bed that we're creating. And let me show you what that is. So my husband found this edging, and instead of using landscape fabric, which will want to come in on the crevices between the rocks, we are going to try this edging. It is 5 inches and it is designed to bend around curves. And see, that's what my bed is a curve. So we are going to be putting this edging down all around here, and that is going to help keep our soil in and not any issues with, at least we hope, not any issues with our plants or soil coming through the brick. And that's one of the things that I have right now with my bed, is I have to taper my bed because I have to have the soil, let me get down close here, I have to have the soil pretty much flush with that first brick, otherwise it just washes out. And so I'd prefer to have a little bit more soil rather than just the 5 inches of a raised bed. And so love this bed, and it does drain gorgeously, and I love the way it performs. A little bit of, I'm gonna have to nip that in the bud there. I love this bed. I know I will love this one too. But I'm hoping that that edging is going to help just a little bit more on the performance. So as we do this, we certainly learn as we go, and make course corrections as needed. And we're thinking, if this is successful, we're thinking that we're going to come back and be able to put that edging along this bed also. And the reason I do raised garden beds, if I haven't shared that for some of the newer folks, is we have very heavy clay soil, and we also typically get a lot of rain. We're along the Texas Gulf Coast south of Houston, and we can have so much rain, whether it's just normal or a tropical storm come through. Certainly don't like it when hurricanes come, but of course they do come, and we can have just lots of standing water. And if you have heavy clay soil, it really retains water, and plants generally do not like to have their feet wet for days on end. And so if you have a well-draining bed, it's so much better to have more of a raised bed rather than having that root ball down in that clay. And so that's another reason why I really like to have raised beds in the garden. So I wanted to come out, we have just laid this first section of brick. I wanted to come out and show you what the rest of our plans were. We'll be pulling up the extension cord, this orange extension cord that we used as a guide, that I laid down as a guide on what I wanted the bed to look like. And my husband is going to be weed whacking, and so it's going to be transformed shortly. By this weekend, I will have another bed. And this one is really exciting for me because last year I grew Tithonia, which is the Mexican sunflower, and I had it self-seed for me in my small garden bed here. And I'm super excited because I want to plant this. I didn't have to start it from seedlings in the house, and I'm really excited. So I'm going to be planting this Mexican sunflower in this new bed. I also have purchased new salvia, 2 new Wishes salvia that I'm super happy to have, that I want in the new bed. I have another hot lips, so I had purchased 2 hot lips. One of these I want to go in ground in the bed, and then I have a couple liatris that are native to this area, so I'm excited for the Liatris. And I have a dwarf red porterweed, and so I'm going to be planting that in the ground along with my Salvia nemorosa. So I have 4 plants of Salvia nemorosa that are going to be over here. All of these are such pollinator attractors. And I also have some Cheyenne Spirit coneflower. I've got 3 of those that I've purchased that I'm excited to get into this new garden bed. And I've had this before, the Cheyenne Spirit, and I love it because they do grow taller than my powwow wildberry, and these are supposed to grow 18 to 30 inches, and they are taller. My powwow wildberry I have in my north bed here, and they are smaller. They're more of a dwarf. They're gorgeous, but they're more of a dwarf. Whereas in my raised bed that I'm created, I wanted a little bit taller coneflower. And so I'm excited to have these also. So I wanted to give a before look of what this looked like. This is obviously just grass here. And now I'm going to have 2 really nice garden beds that are going to be in full sun. So I want to thank you for coming along with me today as I'm kind of showing you a little bit before the scenes or behind the scenes. And I'll definitely show you what this is looking like after we get it completed. So I hope you all have a really great day today, and I hope to see you again soon.